Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south. More specifically, over here, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, over here on the North Carolina side. Now, a week or so ago, before my surgery, I actually I came out here to get my America the Beautiful pass, and I wanted to explore the park a little bit. Unfortunately, it was closed. The road, 441, the road here, at the higher elevations, if there's any sort of snow or bad weather, they shut it down. And it was shut down the day. We actually got a fair amount of cool stuff to explore here closer to this end of the park, but we couldn't get over to Tennessee, and which is a double problem, because this is also right now, because I-40 is closed. This is the fastest way for me to get over to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, which is, kind of my home base in a way of, I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. And when I'm home, when I'm staying at my house in Waynesville, a lot of times I'll just come over here for the day to enjoy things. But if it snows, and because I-40 is down, that makes it very hard. It adds a couple hours in getting over to the other side of the park here. Now, I've been trying to come back, trying to get over to Gatlinburg, as I've been home. People are taking pictures. Let's let them have time with the side. Been trying to get back over the mountain, over to Tennessee, to maybe explore Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg a little bit, maybe explore the national park a little more. But every time I use Google Maps, it says that 441 here is closed. And I think that I was mistaken. I think this is actually a miscommunication, because I've been using Google Maps to try to figure out if this is open. It turns out not always accurate. It seemed to be accurate at first. I was, Google Mapsing my way over here, and if it was down, it would usually show it being closed. If it was open, it would show it being open. But it's been showing it being closed for the past week or so. So it appears that the road is open. I checked the official website, but it's still showing. This road is still showing up as closed on Google Maps. So the official site says it's open, so we are gonna take the official site's word and try to head into the park today. I think, from what I read, sometimes during this hurricane event, this road has been mistakenly taken down by Google Maps, because they do not allow commercial traffic. They do not allow trucks, semis, the like, and likely commercial trucks have been reporting that this road is closed. So Google Maps mistakenly thinks it's closed. So that's a tip right there. Before you, if you use Google Maps and it shows that this is closed, you go onto the official website of the National Park Service and double check, because it may actually be open. And fortunately, word on the street is that March 1st, I-40 will open up 2 lanes that will allow even easier access to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. When 40 is open, I can get over there in an hour and a half and spend the day there, then get back home. If I-40 is closed and this is closed, it takes about 3 hours to get from my house to Gatlinburg. So today, we're just going to head into the park here and do some exploration. So please follow me. So no super solid plan today. Just been really eager to get over here, and I'm just happy that it appears to be open today. Okay, let's see. There's the big info sign. Okay, that just says all trucks must turn around. So it does not look like there's any sign that the parkway here is closed, or just this blockade here is just to stop commercial trucks from entering the national park. Oh, it says caution, ice and snow on the road up there. So there is ice and snow, but it's open. Doesn't say anything about 441 being closed. So yeah, we're gonna cruise on in to our beautiful national park. Not sure where all the elk are today. The other day when we were over here, this field here was just filled with elk. And just look at this water down here. The Pure Mountain Creek. Just beautiful how clear that water is. Now in the comments from last week's video, a lot of people did not understand why I purchased the America the Beautiful annual pass. A lot of people pointed out the Great Smoky Mountains Park is free. There's no entrance fee. And that is true, and I was aware of that. I just really wanted to have this in hand as I travel around the country. You know, I'm always in different places. I'm always showing up in different places. I'm always uncovering different things. So I wanted to have this in hand so that I could check out the different national parks. It's also basically any sort of federally maintained land or attraction this also gets you into. So it's just to have it so that when I do show up at a place, I can use it, have it in hand. Because it was actually hard to find here. I had to go to a ranger station, so I didn't know going to other parks if they necessarily have it available for purchase at the front gate. I wanted to have it already so that I can show up, show them my entrance pass, and go on in. And it encourages me, having this with me and having already spent the money, it encourages me to check out other national parks and other federally maintained land as I travel around the country. Now, one thing I did kind of make a little goof up about, and this is not that big of a deal, but it was my understanding, because they give you a little hanger with this, I thought that this covered parking. This only covers entrance fees. So if you enter through like a gate, a ranger station, something like that, this gets you inside the park. Now, unfortunately, the Great Smoky Mountain Parks does charge for parking. Entrances fee, they make their money back with parking. So this, I still have to, if I go to an attraction here in the park, I go to a visitor center or any other place that requires parking, I do have to pay that parking fee. This will not cover that. I was not aware of that. Not a big deal. Parking fees are pretty low, pretty reasonable. I don't mind paying that. But yeah, this is, if I show up in a place and I decide, you know what, I'm going to go to the national park, or I'm driving along and I see a sign, national park entrance here, I want to have this in hand. Because sometimes you go to the national parks and there's no one to, there's no one necessarily to buy this from you. There's like a ranger station where you have to drop your money in an envelope. I wouldn't have to do that. I just put this, hang it in the windshield, and I am good to go. See, they still do have a little bit of snow out here. A lot of these pull-offs have really beautiful views. Really see the mountain range there. While the park is always beautiful, this stop in particular is extra beautiful in the fall. Just all the different colors here on the side of the mountain. Even when it's brown, it's still beautiful. But yeah, this is one of the best views in the fall. Stopped off here at the Charles A. Webb Overlook. And here at the Charles Webb Overlook, you can see Clingman's Dome right there. Clingman's Dome is the highest peak here in the Smoky Mountains and the third highest peak in the eastern United States. I also feel like this view here is pretty iconic, where you can just see all the layers of mountains there. And yeah, looking at this kind of lets you know why they call it the Blue Ridge Mountains. You can definitely see like that hazy blue to the mountains. Yeah, it's a breathtaking view there. It does appear, however, that the road to Clingman's Dome is closed today. Yeah, quite a bit of snow still over here. So we get higher up to the top of the mountain, and we're getting close, getting near the top of the the highest point in the Smoky Mountains. So yeah, we're not getting up to Clingman's Dome anytime soon. And you can see the icicles there hanging off the side of the mountain. So it's kind of that sign. 20 miles to Cherokee, that's where we started. 15 miles to Gatlinburg, and then just 0.2 miles to Newfound Gap, which is the border between the two states. So yeah, it takes a while to drive. Probably takes between 45 minutes to an hour to drive from one side to the next, from Cherokee to Gatlinburg. But again, it's only technically a 35-mile trip. And then just right around the corner here, we have Newfound Gap. Yeah, up here at Newfound Gap, they have a big old parking lot for people to get out. And here you can get your pictures taken with the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. So this is kind of the dividing line here between North Carolina and Tennessee. Of course, we just came from North Carolina that way. And when we leave, we'll be headed into Tennessee. And it was right here in 1940 that the Great Smoky Mountain National Park was dedicated by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR gave his speech right here from this this stone structure. Yeah, look at this fountain right here. It's interesting. It looks like someone picked up the frozen water, also known as ice, and turned it over. But yeah, look at this spigot right here. That's interesting. So yeah, this was actually built during the Great Depression. As like I said, it was dedicated in 1940. This was how people got back to work. One of the stages of people getting back to work for the Great Depression was building the Smoky Mountain National Park. The Civilian Conservation Corps, led by FDR, constructed these roads, constructed a lot of these structures that we still enjoy to this day. So it was a way to get people back to work, and it was a way to create something that could be passed down from generation to generation. And you can see this plaque right here for the permanent enjoyment of the people. It's important to remember, no matter where you fall politically, no matter what your views are, that the national parks are an amazing resource, and once they're gone, they're gone. I think it's something we need to all cherish and all not lose sight of how important they are, and how it's something that was passed down by our families to us, and that we can pass down to our children. Head up to the top of the monument here. Oh, careful, these rock stairs were built in 1940. They're not exactly even. And a beautiful view up here. Just imagine FDR standing up here, dedicating the national park to the crowds of people down here. the beautiful mountains in the background. So yeah, that takes us to Tennessee right there. And onward to Tennessee. Yeah, here on the Tennessee side, we got some of these very perilous lookouts. It's just not a lot of room to park. There's these really sharp curves. So when you're coming, you're pulling in or pulling out, you got to be really fast and really careful that something doesn't come whipping around the corner. But a beautiful view out here of the mountains. These cars whipping by. Yeah, quite a bit of snow up here as well. Yeah, you can see over here this little pull off. There is ice on the road. You have some salt and shad down though, so relatively safe. You have these big, dark tunnels. So it's kind of a family tradition to honk in the tunnels. See, the snow's all melted on this side of the tunnel. It's interesting how fast the geography can change. There's more snow. I guess it just kind of determined by where the shadows fall. See over here, a little mountain creek. It's mostly frozen, although you can hear the trickling. Sharp curves here. Yeah, this is why they shut it down. You don't want to be going around curves like this when it's icy. Yeah, I wanted to pull over and get a closer look at these icicles here. There's giant pointy icicles dangling off the side of the rock. You can see here where some of them have fallen. Maybe I shouldn't get underneath them because some of them have been impaled into the ground. Oh, look at these ones here. These are basically forming cave bacon. You can see how they flow. They've like taken on that shape. You see like rocks like that formed inside of a cave. I don't know if cave bacon is the technical term. That's what I've heard it called, but yeah, it kind of shows you. It's kind of a demonstration of kind of how, how those formations in caves take place. Of course, this is ice. It'll eventually melt. It's not permanent, but you can see how when it's mixed with other materials, other sediment, how this like forms cave formations. I mean, that looks like a cave formation. These look like cave formations here. I don't know. I find that very interesting. Yeah, these here. I don't think you want to get underneath that one right there. Oh my gosh. It's like 10 feet tall or something. And yes, I did forego the wearing of Crocs today. Actually have my real shoes on for the occasion. And look at this. You can hear the water running there. It's almost like a frozen waterfall. Look at that sign there. Got the big loop-de-loo here. It's like being on a roller coaster mixed with natural beauty. Whee! Now you can see over here we're near where the 2016 Gatlinburg fire started. You can still see the effects on the mountain there. The mountain's still just kind of a charred remain. The few dead trees. Got another tunnel. Here at the Carlos C. Campbell overlook, you can see some green starting to grow there on top of the mountain. And we have reached the end of the Smoky Mountain National Park over here on the Tennessee side. It ends over here at the Sugarland Visitor Center. If you remember, on the North Carolina side, it begins or ends at the Mountain Farm Museum. There they have a little museum and an outdoor farm display. Here we have a little museum over at the Sugarland Visitor Center. But as I mentioned earlier, parking not included in My America the Beautiful Pass. So you do have to pay for a parking tag. I guess you can get... You can stop here at the visitor center and then purchase a tag that can be used elsewhere in the park. It is $5 a day, $15 for a week, or $40 annually. So, man, I almost wonder if if I should go for the $40 to use for an entire year. Let's just do the 1 day right now. So yeah, you got to put your license plate number in there, and then tap your credit card. Okay, and there we go. There's our day pass, the $5 day pass. Expires at midnight, and we just put this here in the on the dashboard. So Ranger doing a presentation here.
Male bears will start emerging from their dens towards the beginning to middle of March, depending on what happens with the weather. The weather this week is going to get into the 70s. So when we have warm weather, our bears may emerge from their dens early if there's food available on the landscape. So acorns.
Oh, fingers crossed.
All
right, passing around some replica bear poop here for us to feel. So that's what a big clump of bear poop would look like if you were holding it in your hand. So let's check out the museum here at the visitor center. See the infamous black bear here in the lobby. This is what everyone comes to see here in the park. The ranger out there was saying most of them are. Apparently they do not hibernate in the winter, but they do. They do have like a sleepy, lazy period. She said they will be more active coming into March. She said the more the warm days we get, the more bears we likely we'll be seeing. So let's check out the museum in here. Oh, you can see all the different taxidermied animals. Oh yeah, all these little boxes of animals here. Animals that you would find in the Smoky Mountain. The happy little skunk there. The gray fox, Grayas reigns. And the adorable little owl up there. It's the eastern fence lizard. Maybe find him hanging out on a fence somewhere. Some persimmons. And then something you don't want to find is the copperhead, the deadly poisonous copperhead. You can see how he blends in with the leaves, how easy he would be to step on and get bit. And here in the Smoky Mountains, you got to watch out for the snakes in the trees. Some little tiny trout here. Someday they will grow up to be delicious. I feel like muskrats don't get the recognition that they deserve. We always hear about beavers as a semi-aquatic mammal, but you just never hear people talking about muskrats. I feel like muskrats need to enter the conversation. You definitely will see some wild turkey walking alongside the road. We didn't see a lot of animals today, just not the best time of year to be seeing stuff. But like the ranger was saying, if the weather's getting a little warmer, it'll start seeing a lot more creatures. There is the Hellbender, this giant salamander with the most metal name of any salamander. Big old snapping turtle there. You don't want him getting a hold of your fingers. And a water snake. So you're here in the Smoky Mountains. The snakes, they come out of the trees, they come out of the water, they hide in the brush. You're really never ever safe from the snakes. A little raccoon there. He looks pretty relaxed, just hanging out by the river, looking for crawfish. Here is a mink. Reminds me of the scene in it's one of the Ghostbusters movies where a woman's wearing a mink coat and they come to life and attack her. Pretty terrifying. But he looks pretty cute. And no, we're not in Punxsutawney. There is a woodchuck, also known as a groundhog, and sometimes known here in the Appalachian Mountains as the whistle pig. There's a great horned owl devouring a baby bunny, which is yet another tragic chapter in the war between the vicious and the adorable. Little squirrel there. Looks like he's got himself a nut. There's our original recipe fox. Chaos reigns. Here's a wild hog. They're actually an invasive species. They tear things up. They were not native to the area. They were introduced in the 1900s, and I believe that you can eliminate them indiscriminately. There's a hornet's nest and a pine snake. Yes, folks, come out to the Great Smoky Mountains where you can get stung by a wasp and bit by a snake at the exact same time. There's a fluffy bobcat. Oh no, the red squirrel is in the shop getting repaired. A lot of the plants you'll find here in the Smoky Mountains as well. Here is the beautiful rhododendron. I'm actually fortunate enough to have a giant rhododendron bush in my backyard. Oh, check this out. We have double possums. And here we exit through the gift shop. Get some official Smoky Mountain merch here. The coffee mugs. There's a mug that has all the different animals we saw. I do like these vintage looking prints here. Is this Abrams Falls? I don't think I've ever been to Abrams Falls. You can see the blocks there. I'm tempted. I always get tempted with these blocks. Every time I see these, I'm tempted to start my collection. I'm just afraid that I'll never get a chance to put these together. But that is actually Clingman's Dome. We did not get to go up there today. The road is still closed. But this is the lookout tower on top of Clingman's Dome. You can get up and get the highest view in the Smokies. Man, I'm like tempted to buy this, but I don't know. I'm trying to hold off. Maybe sometime I'll when I'm dedicated to putting these together, I will start collecting them because they actually do have a lot of cool ones at the national parks and monuments. Someday. Like I said, black bear is kind of the star of the park. I still think these ones with the white stripe, they seem like, they look like sun bears to me. I haven't seen a lot of black bears that have that white stripe on their chest. Some more of the vintage artwork here. I do love these. You can see the family of bears there. It says Sunset from Klingman's Dome. And yeah, I guess these are WPA posters. So these are old posters advertising the national parks. This book here has ones from all the different national parks. Oh, Petrified Forest. I actually have been to that one. Oh man, maybe I should get this book because I love the artwork here, and I do want to visit more of these national parks. There's Glacier National Park. That's one I want to visit. Huh. Oh, that map's cool. Oh, not only is this map cool, it actually has monsters on it. Who's that? Who's that monster right there? I need to know. All right, here's the Who Pooped in the Park. Apparently they just told me that there is a different edition of Who Pooped for every national park. This talks about, I guess, the different animals that poop in, oh yeah, there's the rabbit. All the different animals that poop in the Great Smoky Mountains. Yeah, it looks like there. Oh yeah, there's a pile of poop there. So that's male deer poop there. And I must say, $1.50 for a water that big, it's a pretty good deal. And keep in mind, there's a lot more to the Smoky Mountain National Park than what I'm showing today. I'm just kind of giving a quick overview of, some of the main parts, 441. And there's a lot of like hiking trails and stuff like that. Obviously, I just had surgery a couple days ago. I wasn't planning on doing any like major hiking today, but I am interested in, maybe doing a little more hiking in the future. Definitely. I love getting outside, love walking, so maybe that could be a goal. Do a little more outside stuff, a little more walking. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I think we're going to drive over to Elkmont. There's an old settlement, old town used to be over there. If you keep going, let me see. If you keep going that way, that will take you to Cades Cove. That way is Cades Cove. Another historic settlement where they have the most dense population of bears. I think we're going to hold off on going to Cades Cove today just because the bears are not really active yet. So I probably want to just wait to drive back there to a time when the bears are going to be a little more active. And but I think we might as well drive over and take a peek at Elkmont. And here we have the lost town of Elkmont. This used to be a summer resort community. Now it is part of the Smoky Mountain National Park. You can see pretty much a ghost town now. The buildings left behind, the people long gone. Now it is, it is kept up and maintained by the National Park, and we are allowed to head inside these buildings. They actually look like they've maintained them pretty well. I think they have torn down some. First time I came out here, some of the buildings were a little worse for wear. But yeah, let's peek around Elkmont. Yeah, kind of crazy, these old summer homes. Just left empty here in what is now a national park. Empty rooms where families used to enjoy nature. Now the floors are a little uneven as you walk through here. But there we have, what is this? I don't know what kind of a machine that is. Anyone knows what that is? Maybe a garbage compactor or something? Leave a comment in the comment section. Oh yeah, you can see the old Formica counters there. It's a pretty big house. It looked like little cabins on the outside, but pretty sizable. Yeah, just strolling down the street here in Elkmont. It's linoleum flooring. It's a little spooky. I don't know if the national park would ever agree to something like this, but wouldn't this be a good place to set up some haunted houses? Oh, you can hear the creek running here behind the house. Now the bathrooms are locked up, but you can still see there's a bathtub, a toilet. The toilet even has a fuzzy cover on the top still. Yeah, there's so many houses back here. Spent all day going through these. Let's see, is this one open? Oh, this one's known as Creekmore. Oh yeah, this is open. Stone fireplace. Oh yeah. Look out and see the creek. Up the back window. There's the kitchen. Yeah, I'm sure these were really beautiful cabins in their day. Oh, look how the cabinets are painted here. And while all these old cabins are really cool, there's something truly special about Elkmont, and that is the synchronized fireflies. I have only got to see it on one occasion because they have limited space here at the campground for viewing the fireflies. It's a very popular event. I kind of got in the last, it's been over 10 years, but it was when the fireflies were first starting to get popular. I heard about it, was able to get over here, and sometimes they put them on, they tried different things, selling tickets to the fireflies. At one point it was just first come first serve. They literally sold out in like less than a second. I know they've tried lotteries before to you have to like put your name in for a chance to possibly get tickets for the fireflies. But so I've not been out to see the fireflies since well over 10 years, and I would love to get out here and see them again. I don't know, I've tried to look. I don't think there's any one that has captured like a good video of it, because it's hard to get on video for what it is. And actually I don't think they allow video. They don't want any lights whatsoever. So even if I was using this camera, like the light from the viewer would be too much. They don't want any light whatsoever. And remember, you can put like red glasses on to help you see them a little better, because they didn't you can't have any light because it disturbs them. But anyway, the synchronized fireflies, one of the only places in the entire world where you can see synchronized fireflies, and it only I mentioned you have to get tickets because it only occurs for like a few days out of the year. And what it is you go out there in the woods, there's fireflies everywhere surrounding you here in the Elkmont area, and then they flash. They have like a pattern. They'll like start twinkling all at once, so it's like Christmas lights all over, and then they'll go completely black. You can't see anything. So you're standing in the woods. It's completely dark. Everyone's being quiet because they're so enamored with the fireflies. So you're sitting in the darkness, and then they light up again. So you get the twinkle, 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 and then just complete blackness. One of the most magnificent things I have ever seen. I would put that up with seeing the bats in Austin, Texas, with seeing the synchronized fireflies. I'm so grateful that I got a chance to go out there right at the cusp when it was actually practical to get to be able to get to see them. Back when I saw them, you went to the visitor center where I was where we just were, and they had buses. As long as you were in there and you had a parking spot, they would take you over. So the national park would ride you over in buses, drop you off. You could enjoy the fireflies, and then when you're done, get back on the bus. They take you back to the Sugarland Visitor Center. Now, I don't even know what the current system is, but it's not easy. I know you can try to, and they don't know what days it's going to be until they make the announcement. So you can try to rent campsites and just guess when the fireflies might be, take an educated guess, and rent a campsite. But yeah, I'd love to see them again at some point. Probably need to try to make that happen. Again, I probably can't really document it for the channel just because you can't use any sort of light. And even if you could, it's just something very difficult. You're filming and it's pure black outside. Being able to use any equipment that could pick that up without emitting any form of light, I just don't know if that's possible. So literally something that you can only see in person with your own eyes. And one of the only places on Earth you can see it is here in Elkmont, the old abandoned summer community of Elkmont. I do think there was a point where you weren't allowed to go in any of the buildings just because they were getting in bad condition. People still did. I think they really couldn't stop people. People just went in anyways. But yeah, at this point, there's the toilet. Yeah, it seems now that I think they've demolished all the dangerous ones, and maybe have even done some repairs to make these more accessible. They didn't mess with them too much. You can still see bits and pieces of the lives that were lived here. What is that? I'm trying to think, what is this? I'm trying to read. Like, is that like a garbage compactor or something like that? One of the other cabins had that as well. Here we got, I guess this would have been a screened-in porch where you could look out and see what is now the national park. Oh, this is really cool. Something they've actually preserved here. You can see where they would mark heights, mark children's. Oh, there's a lot here. I don't know if different people that rented the cabins put their heights on here, but I guess maybe when they'd visit in the summer, they'd mark their height here on the door. My dad used to do this with my little brother and my cousin, where they were almost the same height, and they would always be racing, see who was growing faster. So yeah, they mark the heights of. They have that plastic over here, so this is preserved. They mark the heights of the different children as they grew. And some of these are 1960s, 1980s. So yeah, this hasn't been closed that long. These are from I see even some from the early 1990s in here. Some of these, some of them grew pretty tall here. Oh yeah, you can see Peter Hill grew taller than the door frame. Big Pete. Here on the other side of the street. This is kind of a more traditional log cabin style home. Oh yeah, look at this. Again, you can see that creek down there. It's a little mini house back here. You don't know if this is either a children's playhouse or maybe for canning or a shed of some sort. You can see the wooden horseshoe there for luck. There's like a little tiny fireplace. I think this is maybe like a kid's playhouse. That's pretty fun. What's in this back room here? Oh, this might have been where they had the kids' bathroom. But yeah, it'd be fun. Kids play outside all day in their own log cabin. There's even a little fire pit there out front. They all got their big fireplaces. Even though I guess it was mostly a summer resort, but they still have their fireplaces. People love the fireplaces. I actually worked in a country club here, not far from here, over in Highlands, North Carolina. And the rich people would want a fire burning at all times. Even if it was the middle of July, they would have the air conditioning blasting indoors as they had a roaring fire. We come out the back through the pantry here into the backyard. Rock wall. Rock wall's been crumbling a little bit. Oh yeah, but some other cabins here set further back. A smaller one here. Again, this might have been just a guest house since it's back behind these, but I'm not sure. I mean, this could be the size of a motor cabin. Let's see what's inside. Is there a light on back there? No, there's no light. It's just the reflection of the sun. But yeah, it's like a full cabin back here, just a little smaller than the others. You even got your sink. And yeah, this is interesting here. Like, this looks like a very authentic log cabin. I don't know if this dates back and is an authentic cabin, or if it was just meant to look like one. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I do like the fireplace here, how it has the rocks jutting out. I guess so you could put different decorations and things. Like a mantle made of the different stones there. This kind of reminds me of my days doing the urban exploration videos. But these are open to the public to explore. Yeah, I remember there was a viral YouTube video about Elkmont probably back 8, 9, 10 years ago, where people were sharing it. Oh, this lost town, this untouched ghost town here in the Smoky Mountains. Of course, all the locals knew that this was open, that there's a parking lot over there, but it's still a good story. Oh, ring the doorbell there. See a lot of paint colors that we don't use as much in modern times. Yeah, it's like all these are like Easter colors, like the pastel blue room, the pastel yellow room, and the pastel green bathroom here. Oh, they've got the plexiglass up so we can enjoy the bathroom without being tempted to use any of the facilities. There's a framed 1930s edition of the Knoxville News Sentinel front page story about a guy who catches snapping turtles with his bare hands. And also, look at this, they're announcing the building of the Boulder Dam to start soon. And for those of you not aware, the Boulder Dam is probably more commonly known as the Hoover Dam. So a fun day here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I learned do not listen to Google Maps, which claims that 441 is closed, because it is open. You got to check the official sources, my friends. And like I said, just a brief foray into the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, driving 441 through the park, checking out Elkmont here. There's so much more to see. Like I said, there's hiking trails. Maybe at some point, if you guys are interested, I'll I'll do some hiking videos. Nothing too crazy or intense, but I like getting out in nature. Really, nature to me is just absolutely healing to the mind, to the soul. I always just feel, my mood feels better. My anxiety feels lower whenever I get a chance to be out in nature. So yeah, I think I'm going to start coming here more often when I'm home. And, the last couple weeks, just been doing these day trip videos, been, sleeping in my own bed at night and going out, driving an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and just exploring kind of my own neck of the woods. And I've really been enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. There are a lot of massive plans this year. I have a lot of big traveling plans to be all over the country this year. But while I'm home, I do enjoy going back and doing these day trip videos to some more local places. It gives me a little extra time where I can, relax, smell the roses, take things in more. And like I said, just having a great time making these videos, a great time, slowing down and experiencing things in my own communities. And, of course, let me know how you guys think of it. Maybe you guys don't think it's great. You guys want to see me out west somewhere or down in Florida at an amusement park. But having a great time here. And I will have a great time going to amusement parks in Florida and heading out west as well later this year. But yeah, there's so much to see in the Smoky Mountains. There's Kate's Cove. You can, where there's historic buildings and lots of bears. I'm going to put that off till the bears come out a little more. There's Elkmont, which I think is actually closed from the hurricane. There has been, a lot of stuff has been damaged. A lot of trails and stuff has been damaged in Hurricane Helene. All these mountain communities are still, I think it's funny how we have these little bathroom peak holes. All these mountain communities are still in recovery from Helene. And that's another reason that they need, don't be afraid to spend your money here in the Great Smoky Mountains or just the Smoky Mountains region. A lot of businesses, a lot of people still suffering with the hurricane, still need, the financial benefit of tourists. This is a area that lives and dies on its tourism. So, yeah, big plans coming up. Glad I got a few days to do some more relaxed videos because what is tomorrow? I got 2 more days here in town in my own bed, and then I'll be hopping a plane for St. Louis on Thursday. I'm going to be in St. Louis, I think, until Tuesday, and then I have another road trip that I'm trying to squeeze in before my next big train traveling trip. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for watching these videos. It means the absolute world to me that people enjoy what I do. And but if you do like these videos, you could always subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon, $3 or more, and I will send you a postcard once a month. In the Etsy shop, we have some merchandise, some press pennies, some motel key fobs, some enamel pins, if you're a pin trader of any sort, and all those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Till next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.